Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. Today, we have a lot of juicy crypto news to cover. And guys, you don't want to miss out on these things, so put the notification bell on. Just click it on and you're notified every time there's another piece of news coming out. Now, first of all, crypto market is literally in the craziest predicament of all. Are we going to push through to the moon, or are we going to sit quiet for a little second? It's definitely been kind of fun to watch. Now, if you ask me, I personally expect the prices to keep rising after pulling back a little bit, but like I covered in a previous video, we had a little bit of a price crash, which of course gets more volatility going, and since a lot of people most likely got stopped out of their positions, things are a little bit wiggly wobbly right now. But in my own opinion, a crash before the big bloom, it ain't that crazy, guys. I think it's completely within margin and completely normal. And then a side note, on my channel here, I was pushing Solana like a little bit of a crazy maniac because I told you all it is extremely undervalued. What was the price we covered it at? 120? Like 5 days ago or so? That is amazing. Solana has been a freaking champion over the last couple of days. Wanted to quickly share that. Trades are also still doing nice. Don't have to cover that too much. They're still doing amazing, and I guess I'm glad with all that. All right, let's dive into the news. Binance's trading volume hit $100 billion in just one day. So, is there really much to cover on this one? No, except for the fact that crypto trading volume is going to get some crazy increases over the next couple of days, guys. I'm just so excited about it in the sense that I think the volume is going to keep increasing. And even though volume is not one-to-one with price, the fact that there's so much extra volume shows a lot of more, I guess, volatility. But that's, of course, the nice part about it, because that makes lower dips and higher peaks. But mostly so much more interest and so much more alive. The crypto market is so much more alive. We're going to be getting a lot of new people in this space as well from here on forward since the all-time high has been hit. And a fun little fact, $100 billion is just the start for the numbers we are about to see, man. That's also another little fun side note, I guess. $100 billion right now sounds like a big deal. Eventually, it's not going to be anything anymore. JPMorgan says that inflation concerns, and actually not ETFs, are what is driving up the Bitcoin price. This is an interesting talk to have because there's no official answer for it, and I believe that JPMorgan is so all over the place that there should be no legitimacy attached to anything they say. However, just from a logical perspective, there's definitely something to be said about the inflation being a big factor for the Bitcoin price. I mean, logically, people don't really care about an ETF that much. Institutions care about it. So why would retail hype this much, right? Then again, the more money you have and the bigger of an institution you are, the more you should care about inflation. So both of these things are basically institutional pushes to get into crypto. And both of these could have the same exact effect and really have done it right now. We don't really know. JPMorgan, I guess some person over there, a strategist over there, has a different opinion than others. But ultimately, we're not going to find out which of the two it was. So I just keep staying neutral on the matter, saying, hey, could have been either, and both are very important factors. Then Ethereum whales with 1 to 10 million. Ethereum add 14% coins as Ether approaches all-time high. Yeah, that's funny. So 95% at least of the people holding Ethereum right now is in profit. And so the higher you go, the more people that get into profit. Usually the more people sell and kind of the quicker the hands change and whatnot. Right now we're seeing a ton of buys, and actually, I think this is mostly just big whales because, well, these are the guys that know Ethereum will hit an all-time high because Bitcoin did so. And they most likely also know once Ethereum goes on a little bit of a run like that again, so many altcoins are going to start going on a run again. And they most likely want to diversify out of their Ethereum again. So theoretically speaking, right now is the best place to buy, the best time to buy out of all of them. Because think about it, guys. If it goes from big cap like Bitcoin to the, less big but still big cap like Ethereum, into the smaller caps, the altcoins, basically the other altcoins, into the really speculatory shitty coins, basically. If you follow that cycle, you should kind of start looking to exit Bitcoin pretty soon here to get into Ethereum. And once Ethereum starts to spark and go crazy, it usually will flow into some other altcoins. If you follow that cycle a little bit, most likely will make the most amount of money. At least most of the time it happens in that exact fashion. And I think that's also why people are picking up Ethereum like freaking mad, right? Because they want to kind of prepare for that. Then Cardano price analysis. Let's quickly see it. ADA breaks out and is the target $2.40 imminent. Well, on my own personal thought process, at least the way that I put it down over in some of the videos, I think Cardano didn't actually break out just quite yet. And I don't have TradingView open right now because I don't want to talk too much about the prices, mostly about the news. In terms of Cardano, there is talks of the decentralized exchanges. There's talks of there's literally a lot of talks for things deployed on Cardano right now because it's just the start, right? We just got the smart contract functionality, and the problem is, I told you all as well on the channel, even though Cardano is an extremely huge and amazing project, there's not that many small things or big things, and maybe whatever you want to call it right there, happening on the short term. I know there's different phases which Cardano will turn into, and I mean, we have the roadmap, yes, but there's not like a specific date or a specific new feature that's going to change everything in the short term that people can kind of base their hype on. Right now it's like, yeah, we're waiting for something, but nobody knows exactly what it is or when exactly it'll happen. So it gets people less hyped up and less excited, which I completely understand. So from the same perspective, it's pretty interesting that Cardano is having such a big breakout, and I would say it's mostly fueled right now by the major the performance of the major coins like Bitcoin and partially also Ether right now. That's just what will make logical sense to me. You know, if those were the ones that decide things, which they are. In terms of TA, this breakout, not really one that I can personally confirm. It's not the one that I would trade. Is the truth? Yeah, it's still a breakout from their analysis. But I find it too scary to trade, specifically right now where cryptos are going in a really interesting fashion. You know, I wouldn't have a long position for ADA open right now. I would wait until I get the proper breakout with more fundamentals added to it, basically. Now, in terms of news, because I just told you guys I want to get more news and more news I want to try. By the way, make sure you put that notification bell on. I gotta keep reminding you guys. A lot of people are subscribed, but they don't have the notification bell on. I really, really recommend you guys to put it on. Even though you're not gonna get a notification every single time I upload something, at least for most of the times you'll be notified. It's the best thing to do. You can always decide to not watch it anyway, but make sure you have the notification so you at least see what's going on in terms of the title or the thumbnail, maybe. Cardano agrees. Acquisition of Dutch sustainable investment specialist ACTIAM. Cardano Group. And I'm actually, for the longest time here, I wasn't exactly sure what it is, if this was Cardano, is this the same thing as the crypto company? Because when reading through this, I'm like, well, it sounds like this is Cardano, the crypto thing, but what if there's another, Cardano Group, basically? And as at this point, guys, I still don't even want to cover because I'm just not sure if Cardano Group actually falls under the same thing because there's not really any cryptocurrency mentioned in here or anything like that. So I'm a little bit confused. Right here it says Cardano will manage over $50 billion worth of assets and yada, yada, yada. So I don't think this is Cardano the crypto, and that has nothing to do with that. If it does, let me know in the comments down below. And also, guys might say, oh, but you could just check the Cardano Group CEO. It's not Charles Hoskinson. Yada, yada. Yeah, but Cardano is basically built or split up into three parts. You have the I don't even know the names right now, but you have the IOHK and two other parts. I believe the Cardano Foundation and then another one. And I thought maybe Cardano Foundation and Cardano Group are the same thing, but I don't think so, guys. I actually don't think so. Now, what is the real Cardano is this. Analysts affirm Cardano will outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum given ADA's enhanced scalability. So this one I got to agree with here. I personally really agree that Cardano is better in almost any way, shape, or form than Bitcoin and Ether, except for a decentralization manner. So I personally think proof of work is, the core of decentralization, because with staking, it's about an amount of coins, basically. It's more of a risky thing in terms of amount of coins, but it's about amount of coins in terms of voting and whatnot. With proof of work, I know it's about the mining equipment, literally, but I don't know. I think about it differently in some strange manner because it's mining equipment rather than amount of coins. It just feels a little bit more indirect, which feels like a more decentralized manner for me in some weird shape, even though I can understand both sides of it. In terms of how it's split up, I don't actually know the decentralization structure for Cardano too much. I don't know how well split it all is, but I think it's actually very good because that was, of course, one of the main focuses and even one of the focuses right now to make sure it's properly decentralized. So I'm not really too worried about that. But no, let's actually talk more about the important facts. Cardano has literally Ethereum's proponents, but better. So it's literally better than Ethereum in every way. And since Ethereum is almost in any way, shape, or form better than Bitcoin, except for being a store of value, well, two birds in one stone, right? Cardano's just better than both of them like that. So is Cardano undervalued? Medium. I'm going to say Cardano is right now in a low spot, but not completely undervalued, because even though I still think the future for Cardano is way brighter than people are making it out to be, there's not that many crazy projects in the short term that need to be announced, kind of. It's right now, Cardano's in like a growing phase where the price right now is kind of stabilizing while the project's kind of building the foundations for themselves. And so I don't know if Cardano should pump up like crazy just quite yet, except for like from a TA perspective, but from a news perspective and a fundamental perspective, I don't know if they should pump up just quite yet. With Ethereum, I'm thinking, and even Bitcoin, I'm thinking, they should start pumping right now because it's their time, it's their phase. Cardano has a little bit of time left, I think, for Ethereum to start running up first and then go. And that's kind of my thought process. ADA is, of course, a lot more scalable. ADA is a lot better in every way, shape, or form. So ultimately, I do think we might actually see an ADA takeover, but that's all for the future, man. That's all for the future. And then Peter Thiel says, I've been underinvested in Bitcoin as crypto hits new all-time high. Yeah, everybody has said that before, huh? Oh, I wish I would have bought more. I wish I bought more. I wish I had more. No. Yep, that's of course why I'm stacking up like a madman. And people often hate me for going crazy on XRP in terms of speculations, but I keep telling you, I'd rather be called crazy before the pump happens than after the pump happens, if you guys get my drift. I'd rather be buying like a madman and it doesn't pump for a longer time than I say it in hindsight, say, oh yeah, well, you should have bought. Same thing for Bitcoin, Solana, Cardano, all these things. I've been screaming buy these things for the longest time. People sometimes call me too bullish or crazy because, oh, but it's not pumping, huh? The whole idea is to say it beforehand, you know? If I now say, oh, yeah, but I was buying Solana, I didn't tell you because I didn't want to bother you, then what would I be, right? What's the purpose of that? No, I'm telling you guys before it happens. That's the most important part. And that's exactly what we did with Solana last week. That's exactly what I'm still doing with every XRP every single day. And that's because I personally expect a very bright future. And so if I do it in hindsight, what was the purpose, right? And you never know when the pump is going to be, but it's a risk to reward. And I think the risk to reward for a lot of these cryptos right now is just extremely, extremely juicy, which is why I'm converting so much of my fiat into crypto. Kind of sounds dumb, but I am, guys. I am. Right now, Bitcoin, a little bit later, Ethereum, and then moving over everything into altcoins. Yes, yes, yes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have the notification bell on, guys, for more updates pretty soon. A lot of things are coming out today. Stick around, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video.